Welcome back to News on Horizon News. Thousands of young Nigerians have left the country in search of proverbial greener pasture in other climes. Many of them embarked on that journey as professionally unprepared as possible, and stories continue to emerge of how a good number of them, rather than reach the El Dorado they seek, have rather ended up on the wrong side of the law in those climes, and suffice to say, paying a huge price for their misadventure. The economic squeeze back home is not letting it go either, making a lot more young people to consider taking their fate into their own hands. But there have also been great stories of young Nigerians who have resisted the urge to jump ship unprepared, who through structured artisanship are doing well economically. Joining us to have a conversation is Moses Amiebenomo, founder Sagazi Delio Limited, who has successfully trained and continues to mentor a good number of people in the carpentry industry. Before we join him, I'll quickly need, this is a very topical issue and a hot button topic when it comes to migration and preparation for life in the new country you actually settle in. Several people have been caught off guard, but some people will still insist that they rather die there than come back to Nigeria, where there are uncertainty, insecurity, epileptic power supply, and all of that.
I guess to a large extent, when it comes to the issue of artisanship, that is the topic we're trying to, people tend to ignore the prospect in that regard. But we have a guest who is waiting to give us his insight on those issues. Moses Amiebenomo, founder, I guess, at Dulu Limited, who has successfully trained and continued to mentor a good number of people in the country, especially in the carpentry industry, is here with us to give his thoughts on those issues. Moses, good to have you with us. So why is artisanship overlooked as a veritable means of gainful employment and entrepreneurial possibility in Nigeria, you think?
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for having me. So first of all, it is Sages Dojo Limited. And the issue of artisans being overlooked is basically a stereotype issue that has been in existence long before now. You know, we're in a society where we tend to glorify the white-collar jobs and the allergy jobs as the political jobs and all that. But in truth, is that there's a high demand of artisanal work all over the country, and then people who are able to structure themselves and put themselves in a position of integrity and have a good mindset for delivery are doing so well in the industry. I can testify to that.
All right, Moses, I know you call yourself the celebrity carpenter because your video has been viral on social media. Let's just put it that way. And looking at this, because when you put it this way, you're almost saying that it's only smart that probably if you're going to jump ship, you probably do not have to go through the four walls of the university, spend all that time, spend all those resources, and go out there and still become irrelevant. Now, why not probably pick up a skill, a trade, or any kind of artisanal work to probably strengthen yourself, and when you get there, you are more economically viable, so to speak?
Well, not exactly. We can overemphasize the importance of education, as well as we can overemphasize the importance of other sectors in the society. Going to school, for some people, comes really easy for them. They go on to become excellent administrators, excellent engineers, and excellent doctors. But there are other alternative form of education, and I think for me, my own sector, which is carpentry, I think we have programs in my institution that groom young people who want to pursue career in this field that don't necessarily want to go to the institution. So we teach them in different skill mastery, where it even includes administrative skill like procurement, marketing, as well as the carpentry itself. So carpentry or artisanal work in my own field is an alternative education for young people, but that does not throw down the value of conventional education. It is important that we have excellent administrators in offices doing the right thing. It is important that we have doctors and lawyers and teachers, but that is not for everybody. If the 200 million Nigerians decide to go to the university, we don't even have institutions to occupy them. So for those who would want to have a good life and yet don't want to be in the four walls of the academia, they can actually venture right after the basic education, which of course I believe secondary school is a must. After the basic education, they can actually venture into learning a skill to perfection. Learning a skill to perfection and go out there and sell their product and have an amazing life despite not going through the four walls of a higher institution.
All right, Mo, still looking at carpentry here. What is the likely demand rate like for artisans in this category? Talking about their services to customers recently, in view of the current economic situation of the country, and what are the prospects long term for carpentry here, in Nigeria?
Okay, so this is not a popular opinion, but I think, for me particularly, suggest that you produce high-end luxury goods. And in the past years, high-end luxury goods come from countries like Italy, and more recently, we have some coming in from Turkey and even China. Now, with the economy being, a bit tight and the dollar rate is going up, most people are looking inwards. So if you're an artisan and you can make quality product that can compete with international product, you will definitely not be able to meet up your demand. As I'm talking to you like this, I only take 15% of the jobs that come to my company. That's because we're in high demand because of the quality jobs that we deliver to the customers. So there's a big prospect, there's a future in it. Estates and buildings are coming up every day. The whole city of Abuja and then Lagos, Port Harcourt and the big cities, houses, Enugu, houses coming up every day. So they need professionals, masters who can handle their interior and furniture work. So there's a prospect in it, and I advise that if you're looking for alternative form of education or skills, I think carpentry is something you could venture into.
All right, Moses. You've spoken about this, but Nigerians, especially those that actually go abroad, tend to be very, very impulsive. They're more concerned about just going. And so much attention is not paid to the reality of what they will do when they get there, what they can do. Because you and I know this, especially those that travel to the United Kingdom, care service is the industry that is readily available with job that probably pays something decent for them to actually live by. Do you think that institutions like yours can start probably preparing people's minds to, and also equipping them to probably gain the necessary skill, go out there and begin to probably earn a living from carpentry or maybe hairdressing that is lucrative in the UK and other artisanal works, so to speak?
Okay, so first of all, I've always had an issue with the japa movement, but everybody's story is different. I've had people that I've trained personally that have decided to japa, but the good thing that they did was that they had the skills and they became high-end employees or contractors in whatever country they went to. But the truth is, I think this is a direct opposite of people who travel with that direction. If you stay down here and you get the skills, be it carpentry, be it hairdressing, and the same money you need to travel abroad, you spend just a fraction to get a skill. The same money you go abroad and become a caregiver, doing a job that you're not really fulfilled, you can stay down here, use that same money, set up your own business, and get the customers, make the impact, transfer the knowledge to the next person, and build your home. Build your home. So if you ask me, I'll say, please, I would like to say in broken English, make we day here, make we build our own country. You know, with the skill, we're very talented. We're one of the smartest people in the world. Nigerians, we're one of the smartest people in the world. If we stay down here, you know, apply ourselves, apply our skill, infuse ourselves in our economy, the sky is just the limit. We have all the resources, we have the human resources, we have the mineral resources, we have everything we need down here. There is no need. We've got everything here. So instead of going out of this country and becoming a second-class citizen, let's stay here and build our economy with our God-given talents and skills.
Very good, Moses. But talking about, mentorship regarding artisanship, are you also involved in, other activities beyond carpentry? Is there something else in the works?
Well, technically, apart from our foundation, which is Celebrity Carpenter Moses Foundation, that we do one or two charities around, we also have been able to create the first African College of Traditional Carpentry, which is Sagesse College of Traditional Carpentry, SCTC. And so basically, everything we do revolves around carpentry for now. So my whole life speaks carpentry. There's no way you see me on the road and talk to me for 20 minutes without me telling you about the new kitchen I want to launch that's going to compete with something that someone is doing somewhere across the world. So I'm a full-time carpenter, half man, half carpenter, if you must say.
Indeed, Moses. And when you talk about carpentry itself, let's talk about the sourcing of local materials. I know sometimes carpenters, when you engage them, they tell you, oh, the wood that we used to have in those days probably is not as good as what we have now. So what are the challenges in that aspect, sourcing for local materials to work with as against those that will be brought in, imported into the country? What are the demand for that?
Okay, so one of the best woods in the world is the sapele wood. And we have our own indigenous mahogany down here. We have ebelebi, we have ubobora. We have really, really, really good woods down here. And I don't necessarily see the challenge because we can actually process our wood ourselves using just few weld metalworks materials and some electrical materials to create our own dryers to get the wood to the stable state that we need. But then the challenge now, it's not about the wood itself. It is about the wood substitutes, which is we have the medium fiber board, we have the high density fiber board, and then all those ones. Those ones are mainly import materials that come into the country. But just recently, one company from China set up a base in Benin, and as they're cutting down trees to make the substitute of the ply boards, they're actually planting more trees too. So we have that covered. But the unfortunate thing is that the market for this material works like the stock market. As I'm talking to you like this particular fiber board might be selling, let's say the medium density fiber board that has the rough edges might be selling for 27,000 naira right now. Before I step out of here, you see that it has increased by 27,500. So the prices are connected, directly connected to the exchange rate. And that is one of our challenges because some of us who are trim finish carpenters that get the job to trim, for instance, a mansion, that would take us 3 to 4 months to complete the trimming of the mansion. And then we've given the client a quotation, the client has paid in full and everything, and then we start the work. As a trimmer, it can never be absolute, no matter who the architect is that designs the work. Along the line, there's always a creative change or a creative advancement, or maybe your designs become too maximalistic and you want to reduce it so it doesn't look awkward. Whatever the case may be, you may need more materials along the way. When you go back to the market to procure more materials for the same job you've been paid for 4 months ago, you realize that the price has changed. And then when you take that issues to the clients, you begin to have issues. So this is one of the challenges. And for smaller carpenters, for smaller companies and smaller carpenters, it's even worse. So that's one of our change, the exchange rates. That's where it affects us the most. All
right, I want to say many thanks to you, Moses Amiebenomo. All right, the founder of Segani's Sagesse. Okay, welcome. Thank you very much. Okay.